Welcome to the Desert Shave Den, and welcome to the first week of October, the witching month. For today's shave, we'll be shaving with Southern Witchcrafts Desairology soap. Let's get started. So I hope your October and autumn are off to a good start. Yes, this is the witching month, and we'll be using Southern Witchcraft soaps all month long. For today's shave, we've got Parasso Pre-Shave. I'll be using Southern Witchcraft's Desairology, which is their take on a barbershop, and I've got it scooped out and spread out into a fine accoutrements lather bowl. I'll be using Panade Clubman, and I've got it loaded into my own DIY glass bottle, as you can see. I think that's a nice little touch. Had fun with that. For the hardware today, I'll be using my 1963 Gillette Super Speed Flare Tip, and I've got it loaded up with a Gillette Menorah blade. I've only had a couple shaves with this blade before, and not in my Super Speed yet, so we'll see how it does. But so far, I've had good shaves with the Menorah, and I will be using my Badger Hair brush. So let's get this shave started. As you can see, I'm experimenting with fast forwarding through the lather making process. Feel free to let me know if you like that or dislike that. I definitely used a lot of soap in the lather bowl, but I wanted to make sure for this video we had a nice, rich lather. I've heard Southern Witchcrafts is a low structure lather, and as you can see, it's got good volume, but it's not going to give you stiff peaks. But really happy with how this lather whipped up, and I'm sure we'll get a good shave with it. I'm just going to apply some pre-shave here, lather up, and we'll get this thing going. And as I start the lathering process, this lather just feels really nice. It's rich, creamy, and very impressive for a vegan base. Southern Witchcrafts, I know others have said it as well, but they have arguably one of the best vegan bases on the market. I would say it hangs with tallow soaps. I know that could be a contentious statement, but it's just really good stuff. And I really like what they're doing with their whole vibe of their company and their brand aesthetic. Yeah, just a really fun brand to experiment with. No wrong choices, really. You may, if you've seen one of my earlier videos that I posted a couple days ago, where I talk about the different scents of the samples of the soap that I will be using this month. Of course, none of them were Desairology because I already have the full size. I was planning on just doing 4 Southern Witchcrafts themed shaves on my channel for this month, the witching month. However, looking at the calendar, and given that I tend to release videos on a Tuesday, I'm realizing there are actually 5 Tuesdays in October, culminating on Halloween, which is the 31st. So I'll have a Halloween video out. So because I have 4 samples, but 5 different shaves to fill during the week, or during the month, I decided to just start off with good old faithful Desairology, and then in the subsequent 4 weeks of this month, I will be featuring the samples of the other Southern Witchcrafts soaps that I've acquired for this month. And those are, and I don't know what order I'm going to do them, but I'm going to use Labyrinth, Durantia, Samhain, and Carpathia. So really looking forward to all of those. I've smelled them, but I haven't used them yet, and I know they're really just gonna kick ass and be. It's gonna be a good month. Just be fully immersed in autumn. Here in Arizona, I mean, the weather's still hot. It's finally just barely starting to dip below triple digits, so might not be the sweater weather autumn that most people in this country, in the United States, are used to. But even so, I like to just fully immerse myself in autumn and fall, and just know that the harsh summer is over, and I can look forward to cooler weather, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas to follow. So yeah, this will be a lot of fun, having more of a themed month with my shaves. And as I'm completing the first pass, this Gillette Menorah blade feels really good. When I got the Gillette Super Speed, I got it off eBay. When I first got it, I was nicking myself a bit, so there was a bit of a learning curve. I think it's just because even if it's considered the flare tip is a medium aggressiveness compared to the blue tip or the red tip, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's a milder blade, but the twist to open style does have a different head geometry compared to, let's say, a Merkur 34C or some other razors where it has that bar at the base. So it still leaves a bit of a gap, and if you are a little careless with the angle, I've found, or even the pressure, you can nick yourself. But I feel like I've really dialed it in, and certainly with a protective lather like Southern Witchcrafts, this shave so far is going very well. This lather has been feeling, on this shave, has felt slick and cushioning with a lot of good glide. The Menorah blades, I actually just got a sampler, a 5-pack of them, along with some other ones, because I did want to experiment with different blades with the Super Speed. And the Menorah blade, it's really, I've only had a couple shaves under my belt, but it's really competing with any of my other top choices. Astra SPs, Astra Greens, are probably my sort of benchmark blade. Maybe they're not the best. I really like them. But the Menorahs are definitely holding their own even compared to those. So might have to pick up some more once this sampler pack runs out. As you may have seen at the start of the video, my aftershave today, Pinot Clubman, is in a glass bottle, and that's really just an entirely DIY effort. I can certainly share the link in the description if anyone's interested, but I just found an 8-ounce bottle that I thought looked really cool and classy, and I got it offline, and so I just got the standard 6-ounce plastic bottle of Clubman and transferred it in there. I actually found an old, it must be from Badger and Blade, one of those internet forums for wet shaving, where somebody several years ago at this point actually provided instructions for how to transfer the label from the plastic bottle onto a glass bottle, because they had the same idea. I guess they really like Clubman. It's sort of a classic fragrance for some people, even though it's got that kind of more old school smell. Some people actually consider it a classic barbershop scent. I don't know if maybe it's a fougere, but anyways, so they posted instructions for how to transfer it into a glass bottle, including transferring the label, and it involves pouring hot water into the plastic bottle of Clubman, of course after you've emptied out the contents. You've already put the actual aftershave into the new bottle, but once that original plastic bottle is empty, you transfer hot water into it just for a few seconds, and the adhesive starts to melt a little bit, and it allows you to peel it. I did the same thing, and it worked pretty well. There's just a little bit in the bottom part of the label where I got a little tear, but otherwise it worked like a charm. And it's one of those things that's totally unnecessary, but Clubman is something that I always just know that I'll want to have available in my shave den. It is, of course, it's a classic fragrance, but it's also dirt cheap, even for a large amount. And so I figured, well, this 6 ounces of Clubman might literally last me years. I mean, with all the rotation and everything, it's not going anywhere. So I figured it'd be fun to just put it in a glass bottle. and make me feel a little fancy. Nothing wrong with the plastic. The plastic bottle has an iconic shape, but that was just a fun little DIY project. So that's how I got it in a glass bottle. And so for the first couple of passes, it's gone very good. I know this video I'm not talking as much about the shave, but giving some additional information. So I hope you're okay with that. But the shave is going really well. So far, no nicks. The first 2 passes, can't complain. Things are feeling really good. I'm just doing a third pass, which is really a cross between a half of a third pass and maybe you could call it a touch-up pass. Some of my other videos you've seen, my final pass really just ends up being in the jaw and chin area. But I've had good success with that, and with a good protective lather like Southern Witchcrafts, I usually don't have to worry about too much irritation from doing a third pass. So hopefully the shave will be done after this touch-up pass. And as I was doing what was intended to be my final rinse, I'm getting a little greedy and just lathering up this one real trouble section under my jaw for a final touch-up pass. Normally I wouldn't want to go over somewhere 4 times, but the menorah blade and the razor have been forgiving, and of course this is a nice protective lather. So I'm admittedly breaking my own rules and chasing BBS, but I don't think it'll cause any long-term issues. And as I do the final rinse, this shave definitely is done, and no harm. So really happy with this result. I'm going to do a cold water rinse and towel off. And toweling off is really one of my favorite parts. Of course, I like lathering, I like doing the splash, but just toweling off and just feeling how smooth the skin is just really refreshing and enjoyable. And so, as I apply the aftershave, 2 things. One, the smell of Clubman. It's hard to describe. You just have to get it and smell it and see if it's for you, but it's a very classic smell. I don't have a restrictor on this bottle, so I'll use my thumb. And yeah, pretty big fail there. My thumb as a restrictor method totally failed, and I probably doused a full ounce into the sink, but there's still enough on my palm, so I'll be okay. As I apply it, for being such high alcohol, there's really not a lot of sting, so I think that's a testament to good lather, good blade, good razor, so really happy with that. So overall, really good shave. So that's the shave. Thanks again for watching. I hope you'll follow me on this journey for October, the witching month. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you like this. But other than that, have a good October, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.